The Economic Survey of 2016-17 was presented by the Chief Economic Advisor Praveen Chakravarty today. This report opened with a section on 8 interesting facts about the Indian economy. Keeping with that spirit, I thought I will highlight 8 interesting observations about the Economic Survey of 2016-17. Number 1. The most widely anticipated chapter on demonetization was a large chapter with lots of charts and graphs. Unfortunately, it did not reveal anything new, nor did it do much to clear the air on much of the debate on the impact of demonetization both in the short term and in the long term. Number 2. The Economic Survey used the word NPA 22 times. Last year's report used the word NPA 10 times. That alone tells you how the problem of NPA continues to fester and we do not have a solution yet. The Economic Survey proposes a solution, what is colloquially known as a bad bank, but does not highlight how the issues of pricing, capital and incentives will be resolved for this bad bank. Number 3. There's been a lot of talk about what the Economic Survey says about the Fiscal Responsibility Act and the need for fiscal prudence. But I thought the more interesting part was how the survey highlighted the importance of fiscal situations for the states and actually argued how the states should be less dependent on the center for transfer of revenues and should be going to the market for borrowings, which will impose some discipline into their fiscal situation. Number 4. The Economic Survey almost suggests that the gap between India's demographic dividend and a demographic disaster is a cow. It highlights how the apparel industry and leather and footwear industry are the 2 industries that can create millions of jobs, especially for women. While there are many factors such as labor laws, tariffs and taxes that hold back the development of these 2 sectors, there is also the ban on cow slaughter that makes India uncompetitive in the global export market for leather hides. Number 5. The issue of universal basic income got a lot of attention leading up to this economic survey. But contrary to expectations, the Chief Economic Advisor has showed how the current distribution of subsidies is skewed in the sense that the poorest districts do not actually get all of the subsidies that is meant for them, and it merely floats the idea of basic income and suggests that this is an idea that is worth discussing and debating. He does not advocate immediate implementation of this idea. Number 6. Perhaps the most important issue from a longer term perspective that the Economic Survey highlights is the issue of economic divergence among India's states. This survey shows how the richest states continue to get richer while the poorer states are getting left behind, and it is true with health parameters as well. This makes India a complete outlier in the world, and it has some significant consequences for policies such as GST and India's federalism in general. Number 7. Perhaps the most interesting revelation in this year's economic survey is the one about trade and migration within India. Trade and migration in the global context is in the news these days thanks to US President Donald Trump. The Economic Survey, using data from GST tax databases and railway passenger information, shows how the movement of trade, goods and services and people across the borders of various states of India is free and robust. Number 8. The Economic Survey cheekily suggests that the urban local bodies of big cities such as Bangalore and Jaipur can actually increase their tax revenues by 10 to 20 times merely by increasing their compliance on property tax revenues. It does so by using some fascinating data from satellite images and municipal corporation documents. These, I thought, were the 8 interesting observations from today's economic survey.